we should talk about the game. And we had our live correspondent, Henry Lockwood, on the court for Game 6. Hank.
I mean, I'm just sad. Like, I'm very, very sad. Well, first of all, like it's just one of those things where it's crazy. Like I like sitting in those seats. I feel like an imposter. I'm like, why am I sitting in these seats? And I don't know that I'll ever sit in those seats again. So I was just trying to take it all in, and it was an unbelievable experience sitting there. The game part of it absolutely fucking sucked. Watching the Warriors come back to the bench and hearing them celebrating absolutely sucked.
Kind of right in your face
Mm-hmm.
a little bit.
Can I ask a question real quick about the seats?
Sure. Big cat.
Did you think about doing anything about that guy that was boxing you out all night? Because he was dominating you guys.
No, I mean, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
The guy to your left.
He was boxing me out.
I mean, he was dominating the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. He had some G-rated chirps that were tough to listen to.
Oh no. He actually took Clay's statement to heart and was like, we got to clean this up. We got to get classier.
Like, come on, Clay, don't beat us tonight. Like, and then like said like good luck to Steve Kerr before the game, but like Steve Kerr turned around and was like, thank you. Like that's how close it was, where it was like, he's like, good luck, coach. And then like he turned around and was like, thanks, man.
Wow, Boston soft.
Oh,
You've changed, Boston. Hank, I have a serious question about the game, though.
Sure, PFT.
Yeah, thanks for calling on me, Hank. What was the logic that went behind changing your shirt? And did you bring like a backup shirt to wear, or did you find that? Did you buy it new in the stands? How did that work out?
I was going to wear this shirt that we just came out with for Derek White, who fucking sucks, is maybe the worst player in the last 2 games. So that was just dumb on my part because I thought about it after game 3. And by the time the shirt was made, he was just an absolute garbage can. But I wore that to the pop-up shop, and then Dave was like, it'd be funny if we wore these matching Celtics and 7 shirts. So I just put that on over my Derek White shirt. And then the third quarter, it was bad. Like they had no momentum. You know, it felt like the game was over, honestly, in the second quarter. And going into the third quarter, I just took it off and was like, if there's any chance, if there's anything I can do, let me switch shirts. And they kind of started to fight back, but they just never got over the hump. Like they would take it to 9, turn the ball over. They would hit a 3. We would hit a 3. We would get a stop, turn the ball over. Like they just couldn't get that score, stop, score, stop, score that they needed to come all the way back and get it within like 5 or 6. They just couldn't get over the hump. Jason Tatum played really, really, really fucking bad. Marcus Smart played pretty fucking. He was wild. It's just Marcus Smart. You live and die with him, but he was wilding out.
Was it the moment too big for Tatum? It's like Altuve is Tatum.
Double teams. It's like he never got
Judge is the moment.
Well,
he just never gotten double team before, I guess.
Hank, do you want to keep doing doom and gloom, or we can cheer you? We can try to cheer you up.
Sure. Big cat.
All right. Well, I'll try to cheer you up. And I want to talk about the Warriors too after this. But I mean, that sucked for you. And that was a brutal ending, especially because that 12-2 start, you're like, oh, geez, like this is going 7.
Start.
And turns out that was like them emptying the tank. I did think that the Celtics fighting, like it's going to sound like loser talk, but deserves a tiny bit of credit because there was a moment there where it was like, are the Warriors going to win by 40? And like Steph is going to spend the last 24 minutes of this game dancing and like rocking the baby to sleep. And so them fighting a little bit there was nice. Robert Williams, again, probably Jaylen Brown played really well, but like Robert Williams, like he was everywhere. He'll never give up. What I would say, Hank, in a spin zone for you is this team is still young. Like I said, Jason Tatum, 14 years old. Like he'll learn, and he was a no-show, but he'll learn and he'll get better. And you can't, right? Like, isn't there something about that? Like that you can go to bed being like, this is the growing pains of the NBA. This is what like good teams have to do to become great.
Tatum might have just kind of shown his true colors. Like that's who he is under the bright lights. I don't know, but that's a good spin zone, Hank.
I'm just trying to help you, Hank.
I mean, I feel like the only real good comparison to this Celtics team is the fucking Thunder, and they never got back.
You've never, by the way, I don't want to make any of this about me, but you have not congratulated me about my future yet.
Fuck you, dude.
You haven't. Everyone else did.
I just feel bad for the city of Boston. Like if there are kids in Boston that are about to start preschool that have never seen a parade.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
it's tough.
So Hank, what did you have to? You had to sit there and watch the entire. Is that like a issue with being on the wood? They were like, you actually have to stay and watch this entire presentation.
Yeah, it was actually that we got told. The guy that was walking us to and from our seats told us basically. He's like, you guys can either leave with like 3 minutes left, but if you stay, you have to we're not gonna be able to get you out until the stage gets out there and stuff. We didn't stay for the whole trophy ceremony, but we had to stay and watch them celebrate for 10 minutes after.
What was the worst part, Billy? Sorry, I know you're falling asleep. What was the worst part of what was the worst part?
Well,
was it Draymond?
Quickly before, I'll just tell this funny story, but so we knew that we had to stay there, and we had security next to us, and the people next to us basically were like, didn't know or whatever, and just tried to power through, and the security guard put his arm out, and this guy just mowed right over him, and the security guard had to chase him down and hold him back, and the guy who I'm sure probably paid fucking 6 figures for tickets was like, I'm not, why are you stopping me? I'm leaving. And the guy was like, no, you're not. It was pretty wild.
That's crazy.
He was taken prisoner.
That's fucking
well, the
crazy.
guy was he was trying to get out, and the security guard was like, we can't we can't let you leave. And the guy was like, I'm gonna fucking leave. And the guy was like, I can't let you leave.
Jesus.
It was a standoff.
So
and then the guy basically just ran away. And
like, I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, the security was like, okay, fuck.
You watching the trophy presentation, all that stuff. That's like when Diggs watched the Chiefs get their trophy afterwards. You want to watch. You want to feel that sting, so you remember it, so you fight harder next time.
I would say the worst part, Draymond's threes were tough. The beginning of the third quarter, when they just came out, turned the ball over, gave up a three, turned the ball over. They had the chance, and they just, or it was beginning of the fourth quarter. I forgot what it was.
They cut it to 8. They cut it to 8.
They cut it. It was beginning of the fourth quarter. My bad. Because they cut it to 12 or whatever. It just felt like they were right there, and they just didn't come out with any fire, any desire.
Yeah. Hold on. Cut this part, Billy. Just turn off your camera. I don't want to watch you doze off in my face. Yeah, I just don't. It's very distracting. Okay, back. Well, where you have to take some. There's no positive spin zone right now. You're just gonna have to soak in it, how bad it was. But there's. You have to be able to be that was an incredible at least run. No. I'm trying to help you, Hank. I'm trying to pull you out of the depths here. I'm trying to pull you out of your grave, because I saw that Henry Lockwood who double fist pumped and looked like he lost control of his entire body when they cut it to 8, like you said. And
he looked like he was getting electrocuted.
It was crazy. He really was. He was Marv from Home Alone. Or Harry. I can't remember. Harry from Home Alone.
No, it was Marv.
Marv was Marv. Harry was Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
That was
Dave was Marv.
Besides the 12-2 opening run, that was the only glimmer of hope. Besides that, it was just battling back or just watching them just cash threes in our face. I don't know, Marcus Smart. What happened? When the game, Steph, hit him in the nuts or something? He just fell to the ground and then hit a wide open three. That was the game. It's just sad. Obviously, again, I don't think I'll probably ever sit on the wood again. And if I do, I'll be very happy. But if I don't, I'll always appreciate those 3 games. And there are some unbelievable memories, but
there it is. You got
hurts.
to see some, you touched an NBA Finals game ball and almost shot it.
I got another one tonight. Did you guys see that?
I saw that. Mm-hmm. I saw that. You gave it back really quick though.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to, the first time it was just, I didn't want to I don't know. I don't want to be a liability. I don't want to get
you're the foul ball guy for the NBA. Is what you are.
I don't want to get put on a no wood list.
You're the Zach Hampel of the NBA playoffs.
You should have just chucked up a shot, because then you wouldn't have to watch the Warriors celebrate.
Yeah. Yeah. When Steph was crying.
You Steph.
Yeah.
All right. So is there a Fyre Fest you wanted to do? You had an extra Fyre Fest because I do want to give the Warriors like their credit and talk about this run.
I mean, Liam will be able to rate. You guys know my love for Gucci Mane, probably top 3 favorite rapper of all time, in my personal opinion, like one of my favorites. He was there, and this is gonna sound this is just wood problems, but there's
It's got the story of this podcast for you, huh?
Yeah. In between halftime, they bring you to this Putnam Club where they have drinks and food and stuff, and you can hang out in between halves with the other Wood elites. And they give Dave like a table. So he's like the elite of the elite. And they're like, oh, you're going to be sitting next to Gucci Mane at halftime. And I like freaked out. Dave doesn't even know who Gucci Mane, but his girlfriend's a big fan too. And so when we got back there, it's like private. Like it wasn't like a force. It wasn't like like, can we take a picture? Like it wasn't like crazy. It was just our table was literally next to him. And Dave was like, before I could even do it, Dave very casually, it was just sitting right next to him, was like, hey man, can we take a picture? Like I'm gonna send it to my girlfriend. And Gucci Mane was just like, no. He's like, he was just like, no, I'm eating.
No, this was before the game.
No, this was at halftime.
Oh no, Hank.
That's tough, Hank.
It was me, Dave, and then Gucci Mane and his crew, and then Dave Matthews Band and his crew. Like that was those were on the table.
Dude,
but
what a sick group that is.
If I could have got a picture with Gucci, that like maybe would have been a nice spin zone or like, something nice takeaway from the night. But
no, it's the memories you made along the way. That's what the real NBA championship is.
I do think obviously this is right after the loss, and this is what the people want to see is you doom and gloom right after a loss. But I think in like a few days you'll come around to like, hey, listen, if I feel like the Celtics are Jason Tatum not avoiding all contact when going to the hoop away from maybe winning an NBA title.
All
like
three,
that's
every they. And I do think Richard Jefferson, when he said, like, I do think there's an element to maybe they were just cooked, like they were just absolutely gassed. Like the last 3 games, they just had so many inexplicable turnovers. And every time they drove to the hoop, they didn't get fouled or foul calls. And they just didn't, like, they were just basically driving, looking for foul calls. And then when they didn't get the foul call, they just couldn't finish.
Well, there was also
so many in and outs in the third quarter. Like, it's not even an excuse. Like, it is what it is. It's a make or miss league. But again, in that climb back, there was like 2 or 3 in and outs and then 2 or 3 missed layups where it was just like they just could not get the momentum. Like they were inching for it, but they just couldn't. Like you need to probably get 2 or 3 straight scores to really have the momentum, and they just couldn't do it.